What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here tonight with the review for Delilah. This is season 1, episode 5, and the episode is titled No Good Deed. All right, you guys. So, if you guys are watching this video and you're not already subscribed to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. And we'll go ahead and just jump into this episode review, shall we? All right, you guys. So, before we actually get into this episode, let's just talk about something that happened to me on Twitter tonight. So I was live tweeting tonight. If you guys didn't see me, I was live tweeting, and someone, I saw someone, comment under one of my tweets, and it was the own app. So they commented and they said that they have they have top secret information about Delilah to DM them. And they actually follow me on Twitter as well. So I DM'd the person, I DM'd them, and they asked me for some information. They asked me for my full name, my address, my email, and my phone number. I think that's what they asked me for. Yeah, that's what she asked me for. So they're gonna send me they're gonna send me something in the mail. I don't know what it is, so I'm really interested to see what I get in the mail from them. So yeah. Let's go ahead and just talk about this episode. Pretty good episode. We get so many twists and turns with Delilah. So you guys remember in the last episode, 2 weeks ago, remember Leah called Delilah because someone was in her apartment. Well, somebody actually was in her apartment and they ransacked Leah's apartment. Now they managed to, they didn't take anything but the cell phone and the laptop that Fred and them were looking for. So Delilah is talking to two of the cops, and she's telling the cops that they need to look into Fred Osborne because, this just seems like something that is going on with, with the whole situation with Gary Shay. It's very similar. Only difference is Gary Shay is dead and Leah is still alive. And I think the main reason that Leah is still alive is because she was on the phone with Delilah at that time. So then Leah is telling Delilah that, she had gotten a phone call from Tamara earlier, and she went to go see Tamara for lunch, but Tamara never showed up. So she feels that Tamara set her up, got her out of the apartment for an hour, and had this person come and ransack her apartment because, she said she left her a mess. When she got back, Tamara called her and told her that, she wanted to offer her a deal, and she's not going to get a better offer at this point. And if she doesn't take this offer and they do go to court, then what'll happen when they go to court is that they'll use all that information that she told to that fake reporter against her. So then we see Casey and Tamara. So they're at home, and Casey is talking to Tamara about Jamal. Because you guys remember, Jamal and Delilah were on a date in the last episode, and she left abruptly because of the situation with Leah. So Tamara is like, what is wrong with that woman? Well, a client got an apartment broken into, and for the life of me, I still don't understand why Delilah is working with Leah. Leah continuously lies to you, but I get it. I get, what she's doing. This is not just about Leah. It's also, since Nada's involved, she wants to get to the bottom of that. So Tamara is really worked up about this case. It's a hard one. It's a hard one because I do get where Delilah's coming from in the case, and I get where Tamara's coming from. Only thing about Tamara that I don't agree with is the drive and I like the drive and the determination, but the ambition at a certain point when it comes to friends and family, and if something is off with that situation, you got to kind of put the ambition to the side, I would say. So Tamara is trying to push, Casey asked her when is the case. She said it's in a month, but she's trying to push it up or at least try to settle. I don't see Delilah's not going to settle because she's just not going. She just doesn't give me that person, that vibe. So then Delilah calls Tamara to meet up with her. She asks her, is Casey there? She says yes. She says, well, just meet me in the lobby. So that's where they meet up at. We're going to pause right here and we're going to keep moving forward. All right, you guys. So when Tamara and Delilah met up in the lobby, Tamara is once again trying to tell Delilah to settle with this case. She's like, I told you, settle the case. We got that. If you want me to fight you with fight the army with you, we can do that. But that's not what it is. It's not the army. Well, technically, we don't know who it is, but somebody is withholding information. It could be the army, but it also could be Fred. And I don't understand why Tamara doesn't see that. That's the problem that I have. I don't understand why Tamara can't see that. Or maybe Tamara does see it and she just doesn't want to admit to it. So Delilah does tell Tamara that Leah's apartment had been ransacked and that the only thing that they took was the laptop and the cell phone. So Tamara tells her, you know what, I'll talk to Wynn and I'll talk to Fred and see what I can find out. So then we see Gordon and him and Lil Mama. I think her name is Katya. You guys can correct me in the comment section. So her roommate texts her about going to look at going to look at some places. And Lil Mama gets a little upset because of the fact that Gordon is still not asking her to live with him. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, you don't see that you're only good for being his bed buddy. And then she eventually said that. I'm like, finally, you can see the clouds, the smoke. You can see all of that. You can see that he's just using you. So he tells her that he's going to sit down and he's going to talk to Delilah. And she's like, what are you going to talk to Delilah about? He says, about you, about the kids, about everything. Yeah, if we've been honest, Gordon is only doing this so he can still have his little bed buddy. Because I don't really believe he cares about Lil Mama like that. So next, let's talk about Nate real quick. So Nate calls that no good wife of his. Christine ain't shit. So Nate asked Christine to come and visit him and have dinner with him. Now, mind you, this whole time she's on the phone, she got a stank ass attitude. Whatever, Nate. It's just like, the thing with Christine that was bothering me was like, if you got this stank-a-dank attitude, why answer the phone? What you answer the phone for? You know what? Like, I'm on Delilah's side 100% when it comes to Christine's no good ass. Like, you can't take care. Like, you ain't got time for your husband. You damn sure ain't got time for your child. But you got time for Andre, who you land in the bed with. Now, I don't know. I don't know if Nate doesn't see it or if Nate is in denial. I don't know what it is. Because Nate told Christine, I love you. Christine said, bye, and hung up and rolled over on Andre. And I was just like, I don't understand how Nate doesn't see this shit. Like, how don't you see it? It's right there. The writings are on the wall. Shout out to Destiny's Child. The writings are on the wall. I don't know how you didn't see it, but let's move on, you guys. All right, so over at Delilah's office, so we see Harper. So Harper is giving Delilah the messages that she's gotten, and then we see Harper as she's opening some blinds to let the flowers get some light. So then Delilah calls for Demetria. Demetria comes, and as she closes the blinds, something about the sunlight is not good for them. And Delilah tells Demetria that she needs for her to put the files back in the same order, you know, and make sure that they have their fingerprint free. So we also find out from Harper that the deposition with Leah, that is on for tomorrow at 10:30. And then there is some tension between, it kind of seems a little sexual. Just me being honest. The tension between Harper and Demetria just gives me a little bit of a sexual vibe. I could be wrong. All right, so this is not me being funny or anything. This is me asking a serious question, because I was looking at the actor who plays Nate. His legs. He has very small legs. And and the way he was moving him, I'm like, is he actually a paraplegic? Like, let me know in the comment section, guys, if you guys know if that man is actually a paraplegic. Because I was just really looking, I'm like, is he really paralyzed? So he's getting ready, he's putting his clothes on for this visit with Christine. I'm like, oh, good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. So then we see Gordon. So actually, we don't see Gordon. We see Delilah. So Delilah is getting ready for this lunch that she's gonna have with Tamara. Gordon calls her, asking her if he can come over. He has something he wants to tell her, and she was like, okay, come over." So then we get to this awkward lunch between Tamara and Delilah. Very awkward. So Tamara tells Delilah that Casey wants to do a slideshow at the wedding, and she wants some pictures from college, but she doesn't want anything that has the bangs. The bang, the bang. That's all I think about. So she says, "Okay, got you." So then she says, like, "So how is the venue planning going?" And she was like, "Don't judge me." She says, "But I got, oh God, the Madison. I believe that's what it is. I think she said the Madison." She's like, "How did you get that?" Basically, she used Casey's name to get it for her. So then Tamara tells her that, that when Junior doesn't know anything about the situation with Leah and with Fred, she's doing a deposition tomorrow. So she's gonna ask him everything, and whatever he tells her, she will definitely let Delilah know. So then Delilah says, "What about Senior? When Senior?" She says he doesn't know either. So then Delilah's like, "Did you really ask when Senior?" And at this point, Tamara is upset. She's like, "Why would you do that? Why would you accuse me of that? Like, I care about Nate." And all this hooping and hollering that Tamara's doing is like, "Tamara, but you're lying. You didn't ask when Senior." The look on your face in that office when Junior told you to ask Senior, it said everything that you're not going to ask him. So I don't know why you're putting on this whole show. So she gets up and she, leaves. And before she leaves, she put $100 on the table to pay for the lunch. And she tells Delilah that you got until, I guess they had this little thing that they don't go to sleep mad at each other. So you got until midnight to call me and we'll talk about it. But the whole thing is, you're lying, Tamara. So it was funny. You're lying, and you're lying, and you're doing the fool for no reason. But okay, Tamara, we'll play along. But let's move on. All right, you guys. So Delilah's dad. So he's driving, and he gets a phone call from this guy named Paul. Is that thunder? I don't know what that was. So yeah, she gets a call. He got a call from Paul. So Paul is saying that he wants to meet up with Delilah's dad, and he says, "Well, why don't we just have this conversation over the phone?" He says, "Nope, it's better to have it face to face." So he says, "Okay, cool, we can do that." So then we see Delilah. So Delilah is tucking in, Marcus and Dion. Now the question that I have about Dion is, how old is this child? Because he talks like he is 2, maybe 3 years old at the max. It's just the weirdest thing how he talks. Like he talks like a baby. It's the baby talk. But whatever. So Marcus is talking about how he played Fortnite, and Delilah's asking him, "Where did you play Fortnite at?" And I'm thinking to myself, did he play it at his dad's place? But he hasn't been there, has he? Don't know, but he said, eventually he lies and says he didn't play it. I believe he played it. So then Gordon shows up and he wants to go check in on the kids. Shut up, pause. No, we're gonna keep talking. All right, you guys. So next, let's talk about, good God, Christine. So you guys remember I told you Christine was supposed to go have dinner with Nate, right? Well, she showed up. I don't know why she showed up, because Christine still had this stank ass attitude, and I'm just not understanding the attitude. She's sitting there with Nate, I mean, just looking surly as hell. And it's just like, why did you show up if you are not in the mood to be around him? So he has this puzzle of Niagara Falls that he shows her. And he tells her that he wants to take her to Niagara Falls. And she's like, can you go? It was it was the way in which she said it. You know, she said it very rudely. Because, I mean, if you're a concerned wife, then it would be like, Niagara Falls, I would love to go, but can you act, with the wheelchair, are you able to go? It was the way she said it. And he was like, yeah, we can take a boat there and we can get wet and all that stuff. The thing with Nate, I'm just like, Nate, I know you can see the writings on the wall. I mean, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see it. She's not into you anymore. She's moved on. Like, honestly, I think at this point, Nate is trying to hold on to something that's just not there. I think that's ultimately what it is. It just gives me that feeling that he's trying to hold on to a relationship that has long since sailed. Let it go, like Elsa. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So once Gordon comes out of seeing, Marcus and Dion, Maya comes out of her room and she wants to talk to him. So she talks to him and then he goes back downstairs with Delilah. And he tells her that, him and little mama, they been back together for over a year now. She's like, does her parents know? He says, yes, they do know. So I'm starting to question, how old is little mama? He said she was a grown ass woman when they got together, but she was your student, so you knew that was unethical, and you lost your job because of that. And Delilah's like, my kids are not going to be around her at all. So they had a big argument about that situation, which I understand Delilah. Like, she's like, what are you going to tell Maya how you met her? She's not even 10 years older than she is. I'm like, oh, wait. So if Maya is about to graduate high school, oh my God, that means little mama got to be 19 years old. At least 19, 20. Poor little mama. Where we at? So Delilah's father, so you guys remember I told you that her father was meeting up with this guy named Paul. So they met up. It's really interesting. I was sitting here, I was like, wow, how much pull does Fred have in this city? So Paul is trying to basically tell Delilah's dad to back off of Fred because Fred is going to supply full armor to the police force of Charlotte for free. I'm like, oh, so you one of them type of hoes, a free hoe. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with a free hoe, but I mean, gotcha. So you would turn a blind eye to corrupt business dealings? Okay. All right. Do I want to? No. We'll do one more scene and then we'll get ready to wrap the episode up. So then let's move over to Tamara and Casey. So Tamara and Casey, they're going over their guest list, right? So I think they have 48 people on the list. And Tamara notices that Wynn and I guess his wife weren't on the list. And Casey's like, well, what about Delilah? How's that going to work out with Delilah and Wynn in the same place? Won't that be honest? She's like, don't worry about it. Add them. I'm like, really? And that was a question that I started wondering. I'm like, when is this wedding? Like, y'all just got engaged and y'all already having a wedding so soon. But, I mean, if you got the means and the money, do it, right? Let's pause here, you guys. All right, you guys. So we're going to wrap the episode up. So we see Delilah. So Delilah is talking to Mason. And actually, I forgot to mention to you guys that Casey was telling Tamara to call Delilah. Tamara says Delilah needs to call her. And it's the flip side with Mason. Mason is telling, the Delilah to call Tamara. And Delilah's whole thing is the fact that Tamara had lied to her. And Mason was defending her. He was like, how do you know she lied? She's like, I've known her since middle school. And, she's understanding of Tamara and the things that she's been through. And so Mason picks up the phone to call Tamara, and Delilah tells him, no, don't call her. But we then do later, and this is the end of the episode, so we do see Delilah, so she does call Tamara, and they do talk. And Tamara tells her that, I didn't ask Win Sr., it's just a lot of shit that I'm dealing with, like you wouldn't understand. And Tamara's like, Delilah's like, why would you lie to me? She's like, I didn't want to see the look on your face, and that's where she's at. And Delilah's like, you didn't have to lie to me. Like, you could have just told me the truth. Would I have been upset? More than likely, probably, but it's better to tell me the truth than to lie to me. So Tamara is talking about this case. So it's an interesting situation with this case. Because this case is starting to drive a wedge in their friendship. It's driving a wedge. Because one, Tamara did tell Delilah not to take the case. But then the other issue is the fact of Tamara's ambition. Tamara wants to be a senior partner. So it can kind of go hand in hand in the situation. Because I think Tamara didn't want to take this, I think Tamara didn't want Delilah to work on this case just because she didn't want this wedge to come in between their friendship. They've never, they've never worked on the case together. So it's interesting to say. It really is interesting, you guys. So then, Delilah tells Tamara that, she found some pictures, that didn't have any bangs, and that she'll send them over to her. And this scene right here, it was heartbreaking just to see them where they are, because they decided to take a beat in their friendship. So Delilah is not going to be her maid of honor. Oh, that was really sad. But at the end of the phone call, they said, you're still my sister. Really, really sad. And then to wrap the episode up, we see Delilah. So she's at her office. She's talking to Demetria, and Demetria is telling her some stuff about the case. And she's like, will a jury understand that stuff? And she's like, no. And then they have a conversation about Harper. And, she let her know it's not the flowers per se. It is you that she has a little bit of an issue with. So then Harper comes into her office, and she tells her that her father is there. So Delilah goes in to talk to her dad, and her dad is telling her that he's going to have to back off of, what's his name? Fred. But they are still going to be looking for Rick. And while they're talking, Harper comes in, and she tells them that the police are there, and the police are there to arrest her for obstruction of justice. Wow. So that was where the episode ended, you guys, as she got arrested. How is this going to play out? But you guys, that was a review. Please let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and subscribe to this channel and to the Planner channel. As always, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and social distance. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one, which is going to be the Oval. All right, you guys. So I'm signing off, and I'll see you guys later.